Our concentric circle cities are built with a city center that has technology centers for everyone to use, and they're open to the public. Our entertainment is locally based. Our farming is locally based. Uh, Everyone works for the community in some way, doing services in the community 20 hours a week. The rest of the time is open for education and leisure activities. Partying with friends and family is more important than work, and although we enjoy our service to the community, everybody works in the fields, and it's a rotating process where everyone gets to do a different job every year and learn a different aspect. And if they find something that they like particularly, they are free to continue to do that service and determine their own daily activities pretty much. Everybody likes to pitch in, so that's not a problem. There are no unemployment. We live in extended families. Everyone raises the children. Everyone makes sure that no one's left out or feeling lonely. We live in a communal world. We don't have monogamy and marriage as that kind of institution. We do have couples that wish to raise children that have a kind of a marriage vow. It's renewed every year, and there are no acrimony or divorce. People come in and out of each other's lives freely and without domestic violence. We have no wars. We have no pollution. We have symbiotic processes that we work within the balance and limitations of nature. We share everything equally all across the world. Our transportation network is a electromagnetic loop that goes around the world in like 2 hours. And goods and services can travel as well on a separate loop for freight, and we do share with the world. The islands of the world are where the mountainous regions are. I live in the Adirondack Islands, and we are one state in the American states, the islands of America. And we are a political, digital democracy across the world. Digital democracy is that the people themselves vote on all appropriations and all policies. And it's worked out quite well. It's an actual worldwide digital democracy. We do have an evolutionary management council that is an international body. People are selected from each culture and selected to sit on this committee of 100. And they are the visionaries that design and plot the course of the future. These people are not necessarily politicians. Our politicians are basically experts in various fields that the people rely on for information. Scientists and lawyers and other people. It's not quite like in your day. They're not paid any kind of salary. There is no money in our world per se, but because everything is available to everyone equally. There's no racism. We do have a reverence for Native American culture and spirituality, and we have a reverence for the black culture. We have reversed the centuries of racism by enhancing the lives of those who had been kept down by racism. This was done decades ago. Now, pretty much we've ironed all that out, and people realize a lot that in your day seemed impossible was not. We are an enlightened humanity. We're proud of it. And we're proud of all cultures and all religions and all philosophies. And we have sort of a universal goodwill that has overcome the world. And, the astrologers say it's the Aquarian age, but I think it's just humanity coming into its own after all that terrible struggle. And that's why we wanted to send this back to you from 2070 to say thank you for all that you suffered. We do remember George Floyd and the protests that started the reformation of our world. We went through a terrible time of floods and disasters, both natural, industrial, and ecological, economical disasters through the 20s were especially bleak, and we know you suffered. And we want to give you hope that there is going to be a turnaround, and that in the future we will honor your names the names of those that suffered. We will honor the terrible neglect that you suffered as Native Americans, the terrible hatred, racism, violence, and persecution of the beautiful African American people, and the poor, terrible neglect of the working class in your age that brought on the conceit that lies at the root of racism. We know it was a terrible struggle, but those warriors of the rainbow that kept true to that glimmer of peace and love that came in the earlier decades, the mid 20th century, the 60s, the Beatles, we remember it all. And we honor it all. The Bob Dylan songs and all that you troubadours that were out there, and all you people that went out into society and took the peace and love and enlightened humanity that you felt in your souls and in your own way, in tiny little ways, in 1,000 tiny little ways, eventually transformed the world. And we are the beneficiaries of that struggle. And we thank you. We live in a beautiful world in harmony and balance with nature. We select the best of us from the arts and from literature and music and poetry to sit on the Evolutionary Management Council and manage our evolution and our international relations. It works just fine, and we thank you for it.
I am Lunge the Dinosaur, and I approve this message. Thank you. Let us not go extinct.